taking a new video on transport in plants. So we will study how the transportation process occurs in plants. They too require the process. So in the plants there are two pathways, means the conducting tubes. The conducting tubes are xylem and phloem. You have already gone through these two types of vascular tissues in class 9th as well. Xylem and phloem, these are vascular tissues. Xylem is for conducting water and minerals, and phloem is for the transport of products of photosynthesis. Means xylem will carry water and minerals from roots to different parts. And the phloem, the food is synthesized by the leaves, and from the leaves it is distributed or transported to different parts. Not only products of photosynthesis, but phloem also transports amino acids and some other substances. So this way the movement of materials in xylem is unidirectional from roots to all parts, means that is upward. And when we talk of phloem, so it is bidirectional, means from leaves to downward as well as upward. Now we will study how transport of water and minerals it occurs, how it is transported. So they are already I told you they are transported through specialized tissues called as the xylem, means the roots, especially in the roots, root hair, they do this job because they are very thin walled. So root hair absorb water, and then the sap, means water plus minerals, that is transported to all parts. And xylem is having four components, that is tracheids, vessels, xylem parenchyma and xylem fiber. So out of these four components, only two, that is tracheids and the vessels, they are involved in the upward movement of sap. Sap means water plus minerals, that is sap. Now, how the food is transported from the leaves to different parts. So first of all, leaves they synthesize the food, and this food material is conducted or transported through the phloem. So the food is in the form of dilute solution, and it will move in both the direction. So this movement of food from leaves to different parts is called as translocation. And especially this food is transported to the storage organs like the roots, fruits and seeds, and to the growing organs. And this transportation, it occurs from the component sieve tubes along with the companion cells. But the transport of food occurs only through the sieve tubes. Companion cells help these sieve tubes in the translocation of food. So four components are there: sieve tubes, companion cells, phloem fibers, phloem parenchyma. So out of four, again one is involved, and that is the sieve tubes. And one difference is there in the transport of water in the xylem and transport of food in the phloem. There is a difference. One difference is that in the xylem it is unidirectional, whereas in the phloem it is bidirectional. The most important thing is that the transport of food is achieved by utilizing the energy, and this energy is taken from the ATP molecules. So as the food enters in the tissue, their osmotic pressure is increases, and it causes the movement of water into the phloem. And this pressure Means as the water enters, the pressure increases, and this is the pressure which moves the material in the phloem to the tissues having low pressure. Means it is transported from the high pressure to all the sites, all the areas wherever the pressure is low. So the movement of food through the phloem, it occurs according to the plant's need. So this way the food is transported. There is a very important process, transpiration. First we will know what is transpiration. So it is the loss of water from the aerial parts of the plants. Aerial parts means not only leaves, the stem is also involved and all the parts which are above ground. But majorly the water is lost through the leaves. And that's why we define the loss of water from the leaves. So for the loss of water, the leaves are having a special feature, a special anatomy, and that is the stomata. Stomata plays very important role because the water is lost through the stomata. So this process of transpiration, it helps in many ways. Not only that the excess of water is removed, it is useful in the absorption and upward movement of water and dissolved minerals from the roots to the leaves. And how it is possible that it is moving from roots to the leaves? Actually, whenever the transpiration occurs, it creates the suction pressure. It creates the suction pressure in the xylem, and this suction pressure pulls the water up, and this way the water is transported. Means this plays very important role in the tall trees. Without transpiration, the water cannot move upward. And secondly, transpiration also regulates the temperature of the leaves, as well as it removes the excess of water. So transpiration is a necessary evil. There are some mechanisms which helps in transport of water. Like if we talk of during the daytime, during what daytime, what happens? As I told you, okay, during the daytime when the transpiration occurs, that this creates the suction pressure, and this suction pressure helps in the absorption and upward movement of water and minerals, and these are just taken to the top of the plant. But at night, the effect of root pressure, the what is root pressure? This pressure is created by the movement of water from the soil to the xylem of roots. This is the root pressure. So this root pressure plays very important role in the transport of water in the night time. So these two mechanisms, means the different mechanisms are there during the daytime. This is the transpiration plays very important role, whereas at night the root pressure plays very important role in the transport of water. So after going through the topic, different topics, their explanation, there is assignment. You can go for it.